Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
This is Autoline Daily for Monday, June 7th, 2010, and here is some of the top news in the global automotive industry. More management changes at GM. John Lochner, who had been running product planning, was named as president of a new group, GM Ventures LLC, which will be identifying and investing in new technologies for GM. And he'll be reporting to GM Vice Chairman Steve Gursky. GM publicly made that announcement, but what it did not publicly announce was that Lochner will be replaced by Stephen Carlisle, who had been running sales. AutoWeek got a copy of an internal memo and confirmed the changes with GM. It reports that Carlisle will report to GM Chairman Ed Whitaker, not to Tom Stevens, who heads up all product development and engineering. GM also did not publicly disclose that Dan Hancock, who had been running GM Powertrain, will now be heading a new group called Global Strategic Product Alliances. He'll be replaced by Jamie HRESKO, who had been head of Global Quality for GM. HRESKO will be reporting to Tom Stevens. So why would GM not publicly disclose these moves, except for the Lochner announcement? For one thing, it seems to have wanted to put the spotlight on Lochner, but it sure sounds like he got more of a lateral promotion rather than a true move up the corporate ladder. Also, by not announcing the other moves, GM seems to want to cover up yet another big management shakeup. And it sure sounds strange having product planning report to Whitaker and not Stevens. After all, Stevens is in charge of design, engineering, and product development. Why doesn't Whitaker trust Stevens to run product planning? I'll guess we'll learn more when and if GM decides to go public with all of this. Victor Mueller of Spyker Cars made big news earlier this year when he bought Saab from GM. And now it looks like he's wasting no time shaking things up. Wards reports that the company is dropping its Griffin badge from print advertisements, replacing it with the Saab wordmark. The famous emblem will still be used on its vehicles, though. He's also getting rid of the tagline, "Born from Jets," that Saab used in the U.S., and replacing it with the one used elsewhere in the world. Move your mind. The shift is an attempt to attract new buyers to the brand since there are not enough die-hard enthusiasts to keep it going. Japanese line workers often start their day with calisthenics and singing the company song. And now Volkswagen is requiring production workers at its new assembly plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to go through a fitness training program. According to the Detroit News, the company wants to turn its workers into industrial athletes who can lift, grip, bend, and push without tiring. Since April, trainers have had employees participating in on-the-clock workouts tailored to their future production jobs. VW doesn't do this at any of its other plants, but it says some workers have already lost 30 pounds, which is about 14 kilos. Autoblog's running this story. Here's something crazy that turned up at the Greenwich Concours d'Elegance in Connecticut. It's the TUPOLEV 007 AEROSLED. Built during the Cold War, this propeller-powered craft was designed to pick up Soviet cosmonauts that landed in the Siberian wilderness. It could zip across varied terrain, quickly traversing lakes, marshes, and even snow. Its 9-cylinder Vedenev radial engine delivered 365 horsepower through a double propeller. This is definitely something you don't see every day. Looks like something out of a James Bond movie, and again, we thank Autoblog for these photos. Hyundai is clearly on a roll these days, and the secret to its success has to do with the cars and trucks it's coming out with these days, or I should say, how it equips those products. More on that right after this.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
While other automakers tend to rely on sales incentives to get people to buy its products, Hyundai seems to be interested in offering them more value. Instead of offering discounts, it offers more and more equipment, as I found out during one of my recent test drives. Here's my instant impression of the new Hyundai Tucson. Overall, this is a very pleasant vehicle to drive, but the real story on the Tucson is not how it drives, It's about how well equipped this thing comes. Come on inside, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This Tucson comes with a navigation system which incorporates a backup camera. It's got Bluetooth so you can have hands-free connection with your phone. It's got AM and FM radio, of course, but it's also got XM. In addition to that, it's got a connection for your iPod. And because this is the all-wheel drive model, it's also got a button here for hill descent control, something I've only seen on high-end 4x4s up until now. 4-cylinder engine rated at 28 miles per gallon. Highway, not bad for an all-wheel drive system. It's got stability control, all kinds of airbags and side curtains, everything that you'd expect in a vehicle today. You put it all together, the total cost comes to $26,000. And these days, that's a bargain. Last month, sales of the Tucson were up a whopping 226% compared to a year ago, and up more than 13% from the month before. Hey, be sure to join the conversation tonight on Open Line, where anyone or everyone can join in. Hosted by Michelle Naranjo, Miss Motormouth, you'll be intrigued by the variety of topics covered and impressed by the people who show up. Check out our website, www.autolinedetroit.tv, for all the details. That's Open Line, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.